Hello, and welcome to the U.S. Bank Corporate Card Training. First, I would like to discuss how our processes will be changing on purchasing work-related expenses. Our current method involves employees using their personal account to make purchases such as meals, travel costs, etc. The employee then fills out an expense report, submits it to their approving manager, and finally submits to accounting. Accounting then codes the expense report and issues a check to the employee. On large items such as airfare, we use a company card, and each month the administrative assistants and corporate accounting spend hours together to allocate all these expenses out. Our new method will involve employees having their personal Visa card to use on all business-related purchases. The employee, or assigned admin, will save their receipts, scan them into U.S. Bank Online, and code the transaction. This transaction will automatically be forwarded to your approving manager, who will approve and will submit to accounting. Accounting will then pay the bill on a monthly basis and import the coded transactions into Yardi. The advantages of the new method are endless. Some of the larger advantages include employees no longer paying out of pocket for business-related expenses. The coding will happen with one employee instead of the cardholder writing a description and then forwarding to accounting to enter the same way as the cardholder. The accuracy on coding will greatly improve since the cardholder will know exactly what each purchase was for. There is also an easily attainable report generated by U.S. Bank. Next, I want to discuss the chart of accounts and how to code your purchase. The question you want to ask yourself when making a purchase is this purchase an expense of a property or project, or is this a company expense? If this purchase is an expense of a property or project, there will be three fields in U.S. Bank you will need to be concerned about. The first field is the account number field. This field you will search by the property name, for example, Schmidt Brewery. Please keep in mind, accounting will need to be notified when a new project is being pursued, so we can make sure to add it to the system. The second field is the department field. This will indicate the project partner associated with this property. In this case, it will be Mark Morehouse. This field has been altered, so only one option will show when you are searching a property, so you will only see Mark Morehouse after entering Schmidt. The third field is the PPDO. In this field, you will also search for Schmidt. Now let's say the purchase is an expense of the company. The first will be the account number again. This time, you will enter what type of expense it is for example, airfare, car rental. We'll get to the different choices in a second, and a cheat sheet will be provided to you. The second code will be the department. This time, the department will provide all the choices. There will be a list of project partners, ownership, asset management, or split. Who would be expense for this purchase? Are you doing work specifically for asset management? Are you doing work specifically for a project partner? Do you feel this purchase would benefit the whole company? If so, this would be split. Otherwise, the expense will fall into one specific department. Let's say you're an asset management employee and you're doing some travel for different sites. This expense would be coded only to asset management then. Finally, the PPDO. This will always be the same as the department. If you're using the asset management department, you'll use the asset management for the PPDO. Finally, I'd like to show you the different expense accounts you will have as options. You will receive a cheat sheet for this. Feel free to contact corporate accounting if you have something that you can't find the correct category for. Next, you will go through the training with Greg from U.S. Bank. Once you get into the system and begin to code a purchase, you will see a notes section. Please make sure you are putting any useful information in there, such as name of attendees, name of the conference you attended, or any reason the purchase was made. Now I will pass the training over to U.S. Bank, who will walk you through how to use the system.
Hello, today we're going to go over how to code a transaction that you've purchased on your P-card recently. At this point you should have already been given a user ID and password. You can type that in now. The second security password would have been set up the very first time you logged in. The very first time you log in, it's going to ask you for have you pick a security question like your mother's maiden name, your pet's name, and you would answer that and put in, or you would select that and put in your answer. I've been recommending for your answer putting in all A's, just because it seems like a lot of clients tend to get locked out if they don't put in all A's for their answer. Once you log in, the previous couple of screens you would not see. I'm an administrator, that's why I'm seeing those. You would come directly to this page where it would have your name, it would have your 3 most recent transactions, and you'll see account statements if you're a card holder. So what you'd want to do is, once you log in, account statements is blinking because you have pending transactions to approve or code. So you click on account statements, and then you'll see your statement periods. The reason why these 2 are in red is because they have pending transactions that have not been coded as of yet. So that tells you, hey, I need to get in there, I need to code those transactions. You can see that LaTuff's already has a green check mark because that one has already been coded, and now it's waiting on your approving manager to approve. So let's go in and code the Bar Louie Uptown transaction. The first step is you click on the red X, and that'll take you into the detail of the transaction. And from there, you'd code the transaction. Well, in this case, I know that I'm coding this transaction to Parkland Manor. Or I'm sorry, to recruiting. So in order to do that, I would hit the drop down, click on search. If it's not under my favorites list, once again, to back up a little bit, you see a long list right here. The reason why you're seeing that list is previously a user has pulled those over because they use them more often than others, and that way they can it takes them less time. They can just go in, hit the drop down, and select whatever code that they want to code it to. However, if it's not on the list, or if you're just starting out, you'll need to build up your favorites. So you'd go under the general search bar, and in this case I know it's recruiting, so I'm going to type in RE, click on search, and there it is. So I could click on the up arrow to populate it, or if I wanted to add it to my favorites, I could click on the right arrow. So now recruiting is in the account number. The department code, in this case I've been informed that the one I need to use is the split option, split between all departments. I already added it to my favorites, but if it wasn't added to your favorites, you click on search and search for that split. Under description, I'm just going to type in SP, and there it is. Click on the up arrow and it populates. PPDO, much of the same. If it's not under your favorites, click on search. In this case, once again, I know the description is splits. So I'm going to type in SP for description, click on search, there it is, hit the up arrow, and everything has been coded at this point. The second step is to attach my receipt. In order to do that, you click on the paperclip, click on Upload New Image, click on Browse, find the receipt, select it, and lastly click on Upload File. It's that simple, that easy. At this point we've coded the transaction, we've attached the receipt. The last step is to click on Save, and that transaction status has saved. That's all that's to it. You need to repeat that for every last transaction that's still pending. After that is done, in this case with this individual, you'd also would need to go under the most current billing statement and code all those transactions also. But for the transaction we just did, it is complete. It's been forwarded to your approving manager, and once the approving manager has approved the transaction, you would see 2 green check marks, and you know everything has been taken care of.